You most likely think that something like magical fairy dust is just found in made-up tales. Well, maybe it applies to fairy dust, but not for its evil brother, the devil's breath. The drug was used by native South Americans for spiritual rituals. The name devil's breath comes from the urban legend that during episodes of intoxication your soul temporarily drifts away. Nowadays, this drug really lives up to its name. Devil's breath is a drug mostly abused by criminals in South America. The only thing the criminals need to do is to blow the drug into their victim's face, who then breathes it in. This is the exact scary part of this drug. You can be intoxicated just by breathing it in. Victims lose their sense of control and forget everything that happened in this episode, which means that criminals can easily rob out or empty the victim's house. Devil's breath is actually a powder called burundanga. This mixture consists of several components, but primarily scopolamine. Scopolamine is primarily used as a medical treatment against sickness or vomiting. So if you suffer from seasickness, this is the perfect excuse to do drugs. The chemical can be derived from the seeds of the borrachero shrub, which are plants found in South America. But don't be fooled by their magical appearance, because consuming the seeds might cause an overdose, leading to hallucinations, drowsiness, dry mouth, and amnesia.
Scopolamine is a tropine alkaloid and an anticholinergic competitive antagonist of acetylcholine, meaning that its chemical structure has the same basic and steric groups as acetylcholine. Therefore, scopolamine can bind to the cholinergic receptors and inhibit acetylcholine. Acetylcholine is responsible for memory function and decision-making. Having this information, we can explain the fact that devil's breath consumers experience a loss of memory, which can be led back to the fact that devil's breath causes a cholinergic deficit. Cholinergic projections to the cortex and hippocampus are important to build memory functions. If the white matter in the cortex is damaged, those cholinergic projections are disconnected, which results in an anterograde amnesia, a loss of memory. We can also explain why the intoxication with scopolamine causes an inhibition of the person's free will. In fact, scopolamine also affects the cholinergic structure. In the basal forebrain, a cholinergic nucleus is located, the so-called basal nucleus of Maynard. This nucleus projects cholinergic neurons to, among other parts, the cortex. This projection is thought to be important for decision-making. As scopolamine passes through the blood-brain barrier, it can interfere with dose cholinergic transmission and inhibit the ability to make free choices. In conclusion, scopolamine can be useful for medical purposes while also being abused by criminals. Its ambivalent and almost magical effects may inspire scientists to discover the truly good sister of the devil's breath, the fairy dust.